Welcome to the YCNU podcast. Join us each week for engaging conversations with campus leaders, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members. From academics to athletics, campus life, and beyond, we cover it all. Have someone you want to hear from? Let us know. Let's explore the world of Yavapai College together.
Hello, Denise. Welcome to the YCNU podcast. Can you give us a brief introduction, a little bit of your background and your role here, or roles, because we wear multiple hats here at times at Yavapai College.
Well, thank you, and I really appreciate being here today. I am a professor here at Yavapai College.
Mm-hmm.
I have been here since 2003, so I'm starting, I guess,
nice.
my 23rd year. Yeah, starting my 23rd year in the fall. I have taught in multiple fields, so I'm teaching both in communication, and I've taught business as well. But I'll be teaching communication in the fall.
Yeah.
And since 2018, I have been the director of the College Honors Program and the advisor for Phi Theta Kappa. So that's kind of my overall
very cool
background.
Yeah, very nice. So started as a professor and then evolved into this role with the honors program.
Correct. So I am still a professor, but I do, one of my other hats is to run the honors program as well.
Wonderful. See, that's why I like to ask your roles.
Plural.
Yeah, it's very common that we're all always, and it's a wonderful thing about our staff and faculty, we're involved in several areas of the college. Well, let's start with the honors program then. Give us a little bit of an overview here for those who don't know what the honors program is all about. What is it? What inspired the decision to relaunch the Yavapai College Honors Program? And what can students expect from this new version, debuting now, I guess, in fall 2025?
Correct.
And tell me, what is this and where did you take it?
So we're very fortunate at Yavapai College. We have had a long history of helping to make sure those that are academically moving forward or higher, or have a goal to be to achieve high and be very determined students. Yeah. We've had that at our college since 1983 was the first launch of the original College Honors Program. Mm-hmm. So it's been around for 42 years, give or take.
Wow. Yes.
And then a couple of years ago, we decided that it would be a good aspect to open it up so that we could really meet more of our students. The original program was a smaller cohort. We had 25 students in that would be fully in for 2 years. They were accepted in. There's an acceptance process with application and interviews and that type of thing. And it was a great program, fabulous program, great students. Many of them have gone on to do fabulous things. Most of them we have several that are in medical school and so forth. They all are high-achieving students that have moved forward. But we decided it was important to then open it up for more students instead of just the 25. So the program's changing a little in that it won't be just the small cohort. We're opening up to students that are full and part-time. In the past, it was only full-time students that were eligible.
Okay.
Now, if you're full or part-time, you're eligible. And we're opening it up so that more students have the opportunity to be part of an honors program here at Yavapai College.
Right. Wonderful. So what is it how does it help the students? Just give me a little bit more of that, the details of what does it offer the students that are part of the honors program? Is it just financial support? Are there more like academic support? What are we offering the students through this program?
And that's a great question. So the students get a variety of things, but probably the biggest thing that I've seen over my years, and this is both with Phi Theta Kappa and the honors program, is the connection and the relationship building that they have with other students, like-minded students, where they can move forward and, they make lifelong friendships and relationships just by being involved in that regard. But on the other level is that we are offering them the opportunity for a scholarship for one class, both the fall and the spring. They do have the opportunity, and they will be involved in service and leadership opportunities in the campus. And all of that then helps to set them up as they get ready to transfer or go into the workplace.
Right.
They're developing these skills that they really need. A large portion of our honor students and Phi Theta Kappa students are the ones that end up receiving the scholarships that are full ride scholarships to the universities. So we're helping them here develop the skills and the connections so that when they move forward, they will have the opportunity to get scholarships or to get that next level, get into the honors college at whatever university they're going to.
So social connections and also scholarships, like really big and important things for a student.
Correct. And, and just, the social connection is one of the things that I really see. In fact, just recently, the previous honors program, the last couple of years, I had two that they met in the honors program and they got married. So we have two, love stories coming out of the honors program.
Very cool. How will the revamped honors program here enhance the academic and professional opportunities available to students? Just give me some of the details here. What else, besides just expanding the cohort, what else have we added to the program to make their stories a little bit more exciting?
So one of the things that the previous honors program did not have were honors courses. So starting in the fall of 25, any student that's in the honors program will be required and will be taking an honors class each semester. And these, for the most part, are general education classes. Like we'll have a communication class, English, art history, things that they'll need to take while they're at Yavapai regardless. Mm-hmm. But now they'll be taking classes that are a little bit more enriching, things that they're not more difficult, but they're more enriching in different ways. The professors are setting up using the same learning outcomes, but they will be connecting them in different ways with different opportunities. So that I'm very excited that we're going to have honors courses starting in the fall of 25.
Yeah. So these classes that are being offered now to these honor program students, how do we decide which topic or which direction they should go? Like what is the strategy behind all this? Is it because of it's going to be useful for them as far as a professional advancement or in their studies? How do you guys come up with what is going to be offered in addition to their regular curriculum?
So a little bit of both. But the biggest thing is that we're really trying to help challenge them and provide critical thinking opportunities, which obviously, is so important whether you're going right into the workplace or transferring, developing those essential skills and really giving them the opportunity to do those. And that's what the classes are kind of setting themselves up to do.
Nice. Can you give us some examples of what some of these classes are?
So in the fall, we're starting small, trying to determine we'll be building and adding more classes each semester. But in the fall, we'll have COM 131, which is the public speaking class. We also have a leadership class that it dovetails with Phi Theta Kappa. It's actually a Phi Theta Kappa class for leadership that the universities accept for credit. So we're offering that. And then the English 103, which is basically, it's the honors section of the English 101. So those are the three classes we're offering in the fall. In the spring, we'll be offering art history, probably a history class. We'll still offer the leadership class and the English 104. So we're starting slow, rolling into what we'll be offering each semester. But those are the first few classes, and sociology and psychology will be offering as well, coming in the next semesters. Once it starts to take off.
And if I understood correctly, these classes are in addition to the program that they're already attending.
Well, it's part of the program.
It's part of the program.
So part of the program and part of the ability to meet like-minded people are to be in classes with other honor students. And so it's part of the program. And then in addition to that, we'll have opportunities throughout the semester for the honor students to work together to do different service opportunities. For example, empty bowls, perhaps, we'll all go one weekend and help make bowls in the ceramic studio that will then be part of the empty bowls project that, we then give the bowls to that project in September. So something like that, a community service project that we'll do together, again, to build the students. And there will be some, we're not sure what, but there will be some travel opportunities for the honor students.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
Very cool. How do students get involved in the honors program, and what are the eligibility requirements? I'm sure there's a process behind all this. So how does it happen? How did it used to happen, and how does it happen now that we're expanding the program?
Great question. The students can apply by they can find the application at yc.edu/honors, and all the information about the new program is there, including the application. The requirements are you have to have a 3.25 GPA, and you have to at least be a part-time student, so at least 6 credit hours.
Okay.
Other than that, there is an application that just kind of gives us your background. Have you been involved in honors programs before?
Right.
Why do you want to be part of an honors program? We do ask for a letter of recommendation just to kind of see, what others are saying in regards. But that's the criteria for the program. We review it, and then as long as you meet the basic criteria, then I will reach out to you, give you the information on how to get registered for your fall classes, and then we start and start off, and we'll have a mandatory orientation with all of the brand new students in August. And again, just a way for students to come together, see who else is in the program, and get going.
And is this available to all the students, any students from any different programs, certificates, associates, bachelors?
Yep.
Wonderful.
So any students are eligible to apply. There is, like I mentioned, a 6-hour-a-semester service requirement,
sure,
along with the classes. But if you are able to take the classes and are interested, absolutely. That was our goal, is to make it so that it was a broader scope of students could come in and be part of the honors program.
Right. Can you repeat to me again that URL?
Sure.
So that, in case someone is kind of taking notes here, I want to check it out. So where can they get more information about this again?
So you can actually just Google it on our YC webpage. But if it's yc.edu and then it's / and the word honors.
Honors.
And
super simple.
Super simple,
right
trying to make it easy to find us. And
very cool.
That's a great place. And it's got all of the information about the program, requirements, the application. It's all in one place, a one-stop shop.
Nice. Well, we're going to talk about something else now, and I'm going to butcher the words here because I already told you I have a hard time, especially with Greek. So we're going to talk about here the Phi Theta Kappa.
Exactly. Yes.
Jeez, I love that we are able to just talk about this in acronym here. So the PTK. Is that okay if we talk about it?
That's fine. That's how most people refer to it.
Wonderful. So PTK, congratulations, first of all, on the PTK chapter being named the 9th runner-up for most distinguished chapter. What does this recognition mean? And for the college and for the chapter, tell us a little bit about that. That sounds like an exciting thing.
It is very exciting. And so what that is really illustrating is the amount of work that our students put in for the projects that they submitted last year. And it is recognized on both the state level or the region level and then the international level. We call it international only because we have chapters all over the world. So they talk about it being an international award, even though it's primarily within the U.S., but we do have chapters all over the world.
How many chapters are we talking about here?
1,290 chapters.
Wow.
And so our chapter was actually the 9th most distinguished eighth most distinguished runner-up, which is technically 9th. But
congratulations! This is so exciting.
Very exciting.
Shows it's important to put it in the context of how many other chapters you were up against here, because it just really shows how well the students are doing. And so, tell me a little bit about what kind of initiatives or projects helped this chapter achieve this international recognition. What are we looking at here?
So the national headquarters of Phi Theta Kappa always provides us with a research topic each year. that the students in research, and then they do some kind of a project that associates with that topic. The topic is normally for 2 years, and right now the topic is the power of stories. And so what the students decided they wanted to do was look at how the story of the community college student is so different than any other story. I mean, we're all here for a reason, or the students are at a community college for a reason. So they researched the power of stories in regards to a student and looked at how a person's stories of success and struggle, how that can help to motivate other students. And then they sent out a survey to the university or our college students and asked them, which of these, if you're listening to stories of struggle or stories of success from other community college students, which ones help you become more motivated? And the interesting thing that they discovered was it didn't matter if it was a story of success or a story of struggle. It mattered that it was coming from another community college student, that they could relate to that, and that motivated them. So that was the research that the students did this year. They wrote it all up, gave their findings, all their statistics, and that was that project received a most distinguished chapter award for the Honors in Action is what it's called. And then in addition to that, the national office also gives us that we need to help the college in some way through a college project. So the students always meet with leadership. Normally, in fact, they'll be meeting this summer with leadership to determine what project we're doing for the college. And last year, we helped the college with a survey just to determine if there was a need or a desire for drop-in childcare. So the Phi Theta Kappa students created it, sent it out, monitored, the feedback, and made sure that it was reaching the right audience as far as, students on this side of the mountain and not the Verde students because, it would be here on the Prescott campus. So they did all of that and also research to find if there's drop-in childcare anywhere else in the city. So that was their college project. And that also, once they wrote it up, because once they're done, they have to write it up and submit it for judging. And that also received a distinguished award for their write-up and just their work back with the administration to make sure they're doing something that helps the college. So those two projects together are what the awards or the total from the from the rubric that they're judged on. Those two projects are what help to perpetuate the top in the nation.
I love it. Does the work, the research work and the conclusions, does that get published?
Absolutely. In fact, we have, this year we were 9th. Last year in 2023 or 2024, the students finished 5th. And then 2 years before that, they finished 3rd in the nation.
Right.
And all 3 of those times, their research has been published in undergraduate research, in an undergraduate research journal, which is fabulous for students going forward.
That is so exciting for them, for sure.
Right. And, just the idea to be able to say that I was part of undergraduate research that was published, that, again, is a great benefit for being part of Phi Theta Kappa.
Right. And for all other students to have that research as a resource, that to work from.
Yeah, that's
very cool.
It's one of the nice things about Phi Theta Kappa is really helping them to develop their undergraduate research skills that they may get in a class here or there. Right. But in Phi Theta Kappa, it's kind of the goal when we do our Honors in Action project.
Like if I wanted to read that paper, I'm not part of the honors program, how would I find that?
You actually, I have several of those books in my office, the ones that are published. And if they're published, it goes international. And you can find it. You can Google it and just ask for it's called the Civic Scholar. And Civic Scholar is even published online. So you can Google it and find last year's.
Like an online library.
An online library. And then we also have the actual physical books.
In our libraries here. Cool.
Well, I mean, I have them. I haven't
Right.
put them in the library yet, but I have them in my office. So
Yeah.
hand them out to whoever.
I'd love to read that. That sounds like an incredible thing. What do you think that makes our chapter stand out from the rest? From thousands of them. Like what was the key ingredient there? What was the key, personality or strategy or topic? Was any of these things what really kind of separated us from everybody else there? What do you think is that makes our group here so special?
Well, I do think that part of it is the students' connection with each other, and that they're really trying to find something and they kind of push each other. And in addition to that, it's just their write-up. I mean, it really is all about setting down and writing up the information. Mm-hmm. And they have no problem asking for others within the college, like Professor Guzzo, that really helps them with their research. And this is how you do research. So to teach them how to do it right. And I think that kind of sets them aside because they want to find out how to do it correctly so that when they write up their paper, they know that they're submitting something for a research journal. And
wonderful. So not just a topic that was really dead on, but also the students' participation, their social skills, their ability to kind of connect, integrate with each other, but also the faculty support that they're getting.
Absolutely.
To guide them through this process, to this project.
Absolutely. And, and the thing about community college, obviously, and this is what I hope students realize, that students come in and do it as long as they can, but life sometimes gets in this way. And so then they step aside and somebody else is there to help move it forward. And then that other student comes back when life isn't so crazy. And that's what's really nice about our current, group of students, is they're all there to support each other, to help get over the finish line, no matter what's happening.
Right. Wonderful. So what role do you think programs like the Honors Program and the PTK play in fostering student success in leadership, generically speaking? How important are these programs for these students?
Very important. It gives them the opportunity. In fact, I have a student, she just graduated. She first came to Phi Theta Kappa, and then she was in the College Honors Program, but super shy, very socially awkward. And the more that she was given these opportunities to lead, to be in charge of a project, to step up and actually speak at an event, which 2 years ago she would not have been able to, but it was because of the opportunities that Honors and Phi Theta Kappa gave them, that then she was able to step up and, do these things that were not natural for her and very anxious and anxiety for her 2 or 3 years ago. It's because we're giving them the opportunities to learn in a safe environment, to serve, to lead, to develop these skills. And then before they know it, it's natural. Yeah. And this individual is speaking in front of groups of hundreds of people at the conference. Something she wouldn't have done before, but it's because we were able to give her those opportunities leading up to that. And public speaking is a very important part of, any leadership opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
So we, in our conferences and such, the students take the lead, especially if we've oftentimes, our chapter has hosted it. They're the ones that are taking the lead in speaking and talking to the audience. And those are valuable skills.
Absolutely.
To doing it in a safe environment around people that, are there to support you.
Would you say that these opportunities that are created through these programs are even more important for community college students, kind of given the type of students that usually come through community college traditionally, obviously, versus students that have been maybe served more opportunities throughout their lives and then ended up at a, traditional university or something like that? Do you think it's more important for our students in community colleges that this is available to them?
I do. And I also think it kind of sets our students apart even when they get to the university, because they've had that kind of incubator kind of mentoring that then is when they get to the university, they have that to carry on with them. So absolutely, it's a valuable tool to have here at our college to give them leadership and service opportunities and all the other things that come along with the honors programs.
Wonderful. I know you already shared one personal story there, but can you share one more story or a highlight from your time working with these programs that has been especially memorable and impactful?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, I'm very blessed to be part of this honors program because the students touch me as much as, I hope that I help them. And especially as they go on to their future careers and come back. And in fact, just at Yavapai, I had 2 of my students come up to me, and one's I think she's in a PA program and the other one's a nurse, and, just how they've moved forward. And so I'm very lucky to have great students that, still keep in touch. The one student that I shared already is the one that always sticks in my mind, but tell
me one then that means the most to you. This is a wonderful thing that happens to us here, right? We're not just working with papers or, computer programs or just curriculum, like inanimated stuff. We're working with people. The end result of the work that we do here is somebody's dream. Is an important change in someone's life. So with that in mind, share a story that meant the most to you, that you felt like this is why I do what I do, so I can see this happen.
Well, and again, it's the students that speak at graduation that did not think that they'd even be able to complete, didn't think they were right for community college, let alone complete with honors. And those are always very inspiring to me. When the College Honors Program, as we traveled, and we would travel to a variety of different destinations, helping students that had never been out of Prescott to, what you do when you get on an airplane and things that, we take for granted, but we have to realize that a lot of our students have never had those opportunities. That's always enriching. Taking them places where they probably will never go back to, or even to conferences and having them present. That's very impactful. Having, even friendships that have developed now with, students that have graduated and have come back and, they're in the area and, being able to have those opportunities and seeing what an impact the honors program had on them. So it's hard to pin down one because I have, over
so many.
My 18 years, my 8 years since 2018, going into my 8th year, I've probably interacted with close to 200 students that have gone through the honors program. One student that sticks out was he had been homeless and, did not think that he would be able to go through school, and he did. And now, he's moving forward and he's a nurse out in the community. And, it was because we gave him the opportunity to come to college and be in the honors program. Same thing with Phi Theta Kappa, because a lot of honor students are in Phi Theta Kappa and vice versa, but sometimes they're not. And just seeing them move forward with their lives because we've helped them find the path, because oftentimes it's just being overwhelmed and not finding your niche. And both Phi Theta Kappa and the honors program help students find their niche. Which direction do I want to go? And
wonderful.
And then we're there to help them, to help them through.
So what advice would you give to students considering joining, or even better, students that may think that this is not for them, that they're not good enough or not qualified for something like this? You hear honors program, I can imagine that a lot of students are like, well, I'm not even going to get close to that. I'm not entitled to it. I don't deserve to be part of that. I'm not good enough for it. I don't have the credits for it. Many excuses, right? We've all been through that, and we know how we feel sometimes towards these programs. What advice would you give a student like that doesn't think that he can fit in this, he or she can't fit in this program, but could be potentially, the best thing for them and might be considering joining?
The imposter syndrome is real for all of us. And the idea that I don't feel like I'm part of an honors program because possibly they've never been part of it. And they've never realized that they really do belong. My advice is come and talk to me, because we are right where you need to be. We can offer you support in what you're doing, whether it's helping you with whatever it might be, where you're at, and classes or support socially. But just come talk to me, because more than likely you won't be the only one that's feeling like you shouldn't be there. Okay. Because a lot of my students, in fact, I think most of them would say at some point that they felt like they were an imposter, that they shouldn't be there. But you did the hard work. You have the GPA. You're where you're at for a reason. So come check out honors, because we're there to help you take it to that next level.
And that community is there to walk you through walk you up the steps, right?
Exactly.
Just get you there.
Exactly. And that's, and you'll find lifelong friendships, connections, a variety of things. And it really, it's a great community, not even just within our chapter, but I'm also the regional coordinator for Phi Theta Kappa. And so we do a lot of connections with other colleges and their chapters. And so students are making connections not only here, but throughout the state of Arizona and, the country as well, with other chapters.
Wow, that's cool. That's quite a network then. So you're all connected to all of these other thousands of chapters out there. There's like a network of work that's been done in that way.
There is. And
very cool.
What's very nice is when we go to our national conference where we receive the awards, we then come together as the state of Arizona, which is a region. And so you have the opportunity to really get to know other people, and you bond as a state, not just as a chapter. Yeah. And then you have the opportunity then to interact with other people from across the country.
Very cool.
Which is really nice.
I just thought of something here. Is there a time frame that students can enroll in either of these programs?
Great question.
In the beginning of the year, you're halfway through, is there a thing like that? Or at any time, at any point, they can join in it? Good
question. So for the Honors College, the application is open now. We have early enrollment deadline by June 1st, but the deadline to actually enroll and to apply is August 1st. And that's for the next year. And then we'll have an application deadline for spring. So that's for fall. That's something different as well. We only used to bring in students once a year. Now you can apply and come in the fall or the spring. Okay. And that's for the honors. For Phi Theta Kappa, students are invited based off of their GPA. Students will have a 3.5 GPA and will need to have completed 12 credits at Yavapai College. And then as long as they're coming back, or as long as they're enrolled in that next semester after they receive the 3.5, they'll receive an email invitation from myself and the national office to join Phi Theta Kappa. There is a one-time fee that helps to offset the scholarships that PTK provides. But we also have a scholarship available to help offset that cost, so that students have the opportunity to become a part of Phi Theta Kappa without it being a financial burden.
Very cool.
And so students are invited at the beginning of each semester, traditionally around the third week of the semester. So we'll even send out invitations during the summer, probably mid-June, normally the first week of September, and normally the first week of February. Oftentimes students look at it and think it's a scam, and it is not. And as we mentioned about the scholarships, I do want to say that Phi Theta Kappa, once you become a member, it doesn't matter how involved you are eligible for the transfer scholarships. To most of the universities in the state have some form of Phi Theta Kappa transfer scholarship. Currently, NAU, just for being a member, students receive $4,000 a year for a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship. U of A is anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000, depending upon other factors. But that's quite the return in investment to become a part. And that's just for being a part of Phi Theta Kappa. Most of the private colleges have scholarships as well. I know Embry-Riddle does, Prescott College, GCU. They all have scholarships for being a member of Phi Theta Kappa. And that's just for being a member. When you add on to being actively involved with the service, leadership, research, then that's where
you have more opportunities,
and have the opportunity to receive the All Arizona, which is a tuition waiver for 60 credits at any one of the 3 universities. So it's basically a full scholarship to finish off your degree.
Very cool. So many opportunities.
Lots of opportunities.
And it's incredible. It always amazes me that I think a lot of us here in the Yavapai College community don't even know that these things are available, especially if you're a student. I feel like, the information is there. You might have heard about it, but there's always that, hesitance. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's not for me. And it's mostly just because you just don't know how accessible these programs are to all the students, especially. Right?
And that's our goal. And I hope that you feel like you're able to come talk to me anytime, and I'm there to help you get on the journey if it works for you. If it doesn't, then that's fine too. But come talk to me.
Perfect. Let's drop your contact information then. How can students kind of reach out to you? Where do you hide nowadays?
So my office is in Building 3 on the Prescott campus. I'm upstairs in all the maze of faculty offices, room 2 or office 233, back in the corner. So you can stop by and see me there. I'm there most days. And of course, you can find my contact information, but it's just my denise.woolsey@yc.edu is my email address.
Right. And then there's information also on yc.edu / honors.
Correct. And also there's
there.
a PTK website. So it's, the same yc.edu / PTK.
PTK.
And you can find information about the PTK chapter if that suits your needs more than honors or vice versa. They're both opportunities for our high-achieving students to find a fit at Yavapai College.
Beautiful. Well, Denise, thank you so much for all the information you shared here with me today. Is there anything that we left behind? Any final thoughts?
No, I just, we're very lucky to have a very vibrant honors community here, and I really look forward to the new program. And hope people will reach out and talk to me about it.
Yes, congratulations. Best of luck for the new honors program. I'm sure it's going to be super successful like it has been ever since it started. Thank you. Again, it was great to talk to you and learn so much about both of these programs, which I told you I didn't know that much about, and I had all kinds of questions, especially how to pronounce the PTK, which I still have to work on. And I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try again because I butchered it way too many times. But again, thank you. It was great to see you, great to meet you, and to learn all the exciting news about the honors program.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to the YCNU podcast. We hope you enjoyed our conversation today. Don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. Got someone in mind for our next chat? Reach out and let us know. Until next time, keep exploring, and we'll see you next week.